1 minute clip and said, aha, 1 minute clip of the whole message where he held both people accountable. It took the little part he said about women, or at least one of the parts he said about women, and said,
So it
kind
sounds
of
like
made the whole thing.
it feels like you're upset that people aren't giving him credit for something that he did, and instead pointing out something that he said. Unless you're going to say what he said, like we're mischaracterizing what he said, if that is your opinion, then we can go back and forth. But if you're saying, oh yeah, I mean, you said that right, but he also said this, like unless what he said rebuts what we were talking about, like it's kind of like a useless conversation. Do you know what
Okay,
I
so
mean?
I guess I get what you're saying. You're saying like, okay, it doesn't really take away from the message, but it's the fact that he said this part right here that you take issue with,
Yeah,
something
that
like that.
part right there is essentially what is the problem, in my opinion, in the community regarding women and their success. So for me, when I talk about that part, if he says some other things, that is great. For those who
Yeah.
got it, they got it. But as it relates to women and what he's preaching, I think it is ridiculous. But
Well,
there's some women who actually would say, I want to be a stay at home wife. And so I will facilitate an environment where the man can lead, and I will give him opportunities to lead. And for some women, that's great. I mean, that's what feminism is, right? The ability to choose.
yeah, choice, right? And I will say that I will agree with him from what I see with my own eyes. I won't say it's for every woman, but I think that, like me working in nursing, I do work with a lot of women who do lead with their wallet, and it does. There is an ego to it. It's not just they use their wallet kind of as a means to kind of dictate. Because if they didn't have that money, they wouldn't necessarily have certain ways they feel, and I've seen it firsthand. So
Yeah.
it could be anecdotal, but like I said, I'm not
I
saying
mean,
every woman is doing
no, no,
this.
no. Maybe it is. Maybe women now have money, so they're like, I don't need you for your money. I
No, no,
don't
no,
see
no,
that.
no, no. It's not that. I think it's how they're coming off. Now they have their own money. They want to buy the house, stuff like that. Um, it is kind of like hard. Like if your woman is buying her own house, own thing, it's like where does a guy fit into all this? In general, it will be kind of weird for me to kind of have my own house too. Like it's like if I want to build with somebody or I have that hope of, I kind of wait, in my opinion. So not just hey, come on in and find a bed, just make yourself at home. It's like you kind of
Yeah.
it helps to
Well,
own.
I mean, I'm not saying. Well, you did say you, so that sounds
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
ego. That sounds like an ego problem.
The ego problem. What are you talking about?
That's what you just espoused. Sound
Yeah.
to me like an ego problem, as opposed to a problem that is supposed to be cared about. Like
So
a
so
woman should not care about a man's ego if that is going to lead her to not get a job, to not spend her money in buying her own home. Like it sounds like an ego problem.
hmm. but I mean, it's not the ego problem. It's more so like if where does the man fit in if a woman is buying her own? Like I said, it's not a question that has a direct answer, but it's just kind of more of a thought, not really like a more rhetorical kind of question kind of thing, if that's the right word to use. It's
Yeah,
like
I
where
mean,
does the man fit in? Not saying that
it's not a
you got
rhetorical question because you're
yeah,
actually looking for an answer. And the reality is you fit in however you think you should fit in. If you want a woman
yeah.
who doesn't have a home, then you find a woman who doesn't have a home. If you want a woman who is not educated, you find a woman who is not educated. If you have a woman who has a home and you also have a home and you guys get together, you guys can negotiate to both sell your homes and move into a new home, or one of you move into the other one. I can go on forever. The reality is there are decisions to be made when you decide to be with someone that can be done around a person's ego and outside of a person's ego. But if you believe a woman having her home does something strange in terms of relationship, I don't know what that means. Like that doesn't, it's not an attack on you, but it doesn't compute to me.
Well, I'm thinking in a man's standpoint. Where do I fit in this? That it could create conflict. It could not. I'm just
Why
saying
do
that
you think the woman should not have a home? Like,
I'm not saying the woman shouldn't have a home.
all
I'm
right.
not
So
doing that. Right?
what do
Do
you
that.
mean? Where does the man fit in?
But it's more like I said. I'm not looking for answers. You said I was. I
No, you
was.
are. You if you
I'm
say
not.
where
Did I keep digging for it? I said it's not a question that has an answer to it.
it
And then
does
you
have an
said I'm looking
answer
for.
though. So do you understand that like if a woman has her own and you don't want to deal with a woman who has her own, find a woman who doesn't have her own.
It depends on what your definition of has or own is. Because you guys are talking about job and house and everything else. So what is our own? Because I don't want to agree to something be like, well, has our own, and y'all say what has our own is later. Does has our own mean a house too?
Yes.
Has our own house? No. If that's going to be in your definition of has our own, then no, I don't. I wouldn't look for a woman that has her own house, and it has nothing to do with the ego.
Wait, so to be clear,
Yeah,
to be clear, you would not date a woman with her own home.
no.
Is that like a deal breaker? And if so, why? I'm just curious.
Wait,
Well, the
wait,
the thing
stop.
about it
2 seconds, stop. For everyone trying to get in, the back chat is full. I cannot let anyone else in the back chat. I know this is like a really like juicy or whatever conversation. Chloe said, ladies, get your education so these men can't manipulate you and teach your daughters the game so the men today can fool them in the future. All right, no, let's give Orange Pill the space to explain why he would not date a woman who has her home.
well, I wouldn't date a woman that has her own home because when I marry her, it becomes my financial obligation as well. And I didn't choose the home. We didn't choose the home together. I don't know what the issues might be with the home. Is the home I even like? So it's a big financial responsibility that when I come in, it's going to be a part of me. Not, oh, well, she's going to keep paying the house off, and I'm just going to be living here. So that's one of the big reasons why it's a big financial responsibility that I didn't sign up for. And you've already invested your money into that home, and it's not something where like we can just, oh, I don't like the home, so we're just going to move out of it. Like it,
You can. You literally can. You can sell the home.
You can
exactly,
move.
you
You can sell it,
we can sell it, move, but does she
Rent
want
it
to sell
out.
it? Does she want to sell it and move?
What if you said you wouldn't date someone with their home, but what if they wanted to sell it? You didn't qualify any of this.
But you're adding something in just to get like you can just sell it. You
Yeah,
know, she can just sell it. Like
you can.
okay, I can't sell the home. I can't sell her
You
home.
can.
Sell
She
the home,
can
move
sell.
to a rental. This is amazing right now.
I'm like,
But
so
So
what if
wait a
she
minute.
doesn't
Okay,
like your home? But what if she doesn't like your home?
No, no,
we're
You
no,
not
no.
also
talking
be
about
selling
my
it with
home. What are you
you?
talking about? We're not talking about my home.
Wait. Let's stop. Let's stop. I don't want a dog pile. I mean, I kind of do want a dog pile, but I don't. I'm not going to do it. Let's not dog pile an orange pill.
It
So what
happens all the time.
you are saying? If she could sell, if she was willing to sell the home, that would change things for you, though.
I mean, that's something down the road, but I'm not gonna. For me personally, for the money I have, I'm not going to just invest that with the hope that she'll sell this home one day. That's
No,
dumb.
you can ask.
When should I ask her on the first date? When should I ask her, Themis, dating expert?
You literally can say, "Hey, if you all are
Hey, you want
dating,
right? Okay.
if y'all are dating, and you decide that, oh, this is serious, and I'm thinking about starting a family with you, and like getting married or whatever, married and then starting a family, whatever, however,
Uh
and
huh.
you say, hey." I would like us to buy a home together. You can literally ask that. Like, I don't know why you
I
think
know I can ask it, Themis, but if
then why
she
would
won't,
you ask me? Wait, then why would you ask me? How would you ask it? If you already know you can ask, why would you then ask me how you can ask it?
I said I know you can ask it. I was asking you how to ask it. I didn't ask you. Oh my goodness, this
What do you
conversation.
mean? My husband literally asked me. He was like, he lived in an apartment. I had a
Uh huh.
house. We were
Yes.
dating. He said, hey, when we get married, do you want to sell your house? Do you want to rent it out, sublease
Yeah.
it? And we can buy a house together. It's
Right.
literally that simple.
That's great, and that's great for your anecdotal world. But I'm talking about for me personally. So this doesn't mean that all men need to do this. This is what I would do in a hypothetical world. You guys like to talk about hypotheticals so much. So this is what I would do. I'm not saying all men need to
This is
apply
not
this.
hypothetical. This is real world conversations.
Wait. Let him
We're
go.
having a hypothetical
By the way,
situation.
wait. Let's just say this. Let's say this. If men are thinking like this, please note that I think this might also be part of the reason why we are so far behind with the culture. I promise you that. I promise you, if men are actually thinking like, because the reality, well, actually, go ahead, Orange Pill, explain yourself. I'm not going to drag you. I won't. I refuse to drag you.
Can
I would like to talk a little bit about,
Oh, Themis, can I make a quick mod note?
and then can I make a comment?
Yeah, make your mod note, LB, and then Orange Pill can explain himself. We're not going to not let Orange Pill speak.
Yeah. No, okay. So for the chat, like I understand, I really do. But also remember that we have community standards and respect is one of them. We address the arguments, we don't attack the people. So please try not to name call and just, handle yourself with a little bit of coop in the chat. Please. Thank you.
Actually, thank you. I appreciate that. Only women in apartment, women who live with their parents, and women experiencing homelessness gets ring. Period. Go ahead, Orange Pill.
I mean, if we're going to be honest, I don't really know the percentage of women, of Black women particularly, if that's going to be real, that are all homeowners. So I don't know how big this conversation needs to be had, and for homeowners in general who are single. So, I mean, we can take this conversation as far as we want, but it's not really something that's going to be a majority. So,
yeah,
I actually work in the real estate industry, and I would just love to make a few comments.
okay,
do not give us any percentage because I would rather him continue with this in the abstract. But go ahead. Let me read the super chat. Where are the women who don't have a home or residence supposed to live when you're still in the process of dating and trying to move the relationship forward? In a shelter, her parents, her ex-boyfriend. No, you should experience homelessness for a while, and then that will prepare you for marriage. Go ahead, me, not me.
So I won't speak to anything about statistics and Black women and home ownership, but working backwards from generational wealth, do you think that would apply in the scenario that you're giving of making a woman give up a home in order to be with you?
Well, first, I didn't advocate for women giving up a home. I actually advocated for not even dating a woman that would have a home. So I didn't make up some scenario.
Wait, no.
Okay, so then I just wanted to say...
Wait, stop. Orange Pill, you realize say that again. You advocate not dating women who have homes. Like,
I know. She said I had a scenario where I told a woman to give up her home. I didn't even have a scenario like that.
No, but women who then want to be with a man, if they need to give up a home to be with a man because they will not get dates. I'm just extrapolating. If women want to date men like you and they have homes, they will then need to get rid of their home in order to be eligible to date you.
Or not tell you that they have the home to begin with. Can I jump on in
That's what
here?
I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, if that's what they want to do, I'm not advocating for anybody giving up their home. I'm just saying for me on the men's side. Okay.
Yeah, no. And if this is his perspective, guys, we can't drag him for his perspective.
I get dragged no matter what, so I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's fear. I think it's an opportunity for us all to learn and don't drag someone for their perspective. So to be fair, you just said you're advocating for not dating women who have homes.
I'm not advocating for men to not date women who have homes. I'm saying for me, like you went around told all the men what they wanted to do. I'm advocating for me. Like I wouldn't do that hypothetically for me because I'm still not, like I said, it's a financial financial responsibility and maybe
What
a
if
financial
you're
risk.
making things up? Because what if she can pay it herself? I mean, she's been paying it herself
Financial
without you.
responsibility. Maybe a financial. I'm sorry, I'm making things up. What are you talking about? This situation isn't even real. So what are you saying? I'm making things up.
Yeah, exactly. She is paying for it prior to you.
Mm-hmm.
We can assume she can pay it even with you. So what does it mean that you look? I'm not advocating for you to go bum it up with some women. Like, I'm not advocating that. I'm just trying to understand, what do you mean you're going to take on financial responsibility that no one told you to take on?
So, because I'm going to be the husband or even the partner where I need to contribute. I don't. You mean to tell me? So you advocate for men moving in the house with a woman and not paying no
I
mortgage?
literally just qualified my statement by saying I'm not advocating for you to bum it up. Did you not hear that part?
I heard that part, but why did you make the example
Because
where
you said you cannot take on the responsibility. So did anyone ask you to take on the responsibility?
would that not be expected of me?
Even if it is expected of you, that is the part of the process of negotiation to decide where to live. If you're saying, I want to pay all the bills, which I'm like,
Hmm.
period, I'm here for hypergamy. So if
Hmm.
you're going to
Are
pay
you?
all the bills,
Hmm.
then you can tell her, you guys can decide where to live. Now, are you going to say, I'm afraid because I'm going to have to downgrade her life? Because that I would then tell my daughter, absolutely not. But is that what you're saying? That you're assuming
Hmm.
that
You do a lot of assumptions. Come on now.
I yeah, no, because if you can upgrade her life, I'm sure you would want to do that, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking. That's a question.
I would actually. I would. Now you can make that assumption.
No, I'm asking you. What do you mean?
I I, I would.
Look,
Come
I'm
on,
going to
Themis.
end
You
the
make you
conversation.
make you.
No. I'm going to end the conversation because what you're doing is what actually I'm not going to say because I don't want to diagnose anyone because I'm not a therapist. You are doing something very specific. It is very gaslighty, and you do not want to stand firm behind anything that you're saying. That is not okay. Like, don't say, just answer the question if you feel like answer it. If you think that it's inappropriate or you realize that you're down a road that you don't want to take, say, okay, look, I might not have thought this through. Maybe I need to go figure it out. But what you don't get to do is sit here and gaslight everyone listening and be passive aggressive. You don't get to do that. So unless you want to have the conversation, you don't want to have the conversation, we can decide not to. But what I'm hearing, and let me tell you my position, I think what you're saying is idiotic and it's coming from a place of pure ego. Now, I can be wrong about this, and that's what I am attempting to explore. Do you want to continue or we can end? I have another video we can watch.
Yeah, I would love to continue.
Oh,
Actually,
excuse
you
me,
know.
real quick.
All right, go
We're
ahead.
at 14 minutes, 30 seconds. I just want to let you know.
Ah, well, this live is gonna be extended. So all right, you are not going to date a woman who has a home. Tell us again why.
Because it becomes my financial responsibility for something I did not choose to as my home. And because I'm I'm coming into something that I may or may not like hypothetically. It becomes a financial responsibility for me. I know for some men it might be like, well, where do I fit in on this? Where do I go? And I can see a lot of men having issues with that because they may not know where their place is in the home. And they kind of have to go by what she wants to do because in the end of the day, it's what she wants to do with the home. Does she want to sell it? Does she not want to sell it? Whether I have the money or not to give her a better home, does she want to? She could easily say no. I'm going to stay here, or no, I'm going to use the house for this, and then my money gets tied up into it. It's just a lot of hypotheticals when I could just find somebody who is not have a home yet, not homeless or live with their mama, but just somewhere else.
All right, so it's not in the affording of the home that you have a problem. It is the having of the home.
It could be the affording too. It could be way outside of something
No,
that.
no, 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 no. In rejecting the woman, you're not rejecting her when she can afford her own home. You're rejecting her if she has her own home.
Yeah, because for the financial reasons, not necessarily because she has a home, because it has a home that I didn't choose myself, or we didn't come together and choose,
Wait. So choose
which I've
one.
said
I'm
multiple
not
times.
sure. Which one are you choosing? Are you rejecting the woman A because she has her home, or B because she can afford her home?
Because she has her home mostly, not because
All
she
right.
can.
Well, you
And
said
that might not be
mostly.
always that might not be all the way true either. Just because she has a home doesn't mean she can afford it.
All right,
One
no,
plus
I'm asking a question though.
okay.
Which one is it? Is it because she has her home or because she can afford it?
Because she has her own home. But the
All
second
right.
one isn't necessarily true either. So I don't.
All right.
But okay,
Fine.
we'll go with the first one, just for argument's sake. Themis.
Because she has her home.
Yeah,
All right. So that she's willing to sell her home, would that change your perspective?
it could, but I'm not gonna be like I said. I'm already making that decision already. I'm not staying with her. But like, well, at some point I'll ask her if she will be able to sell her home, and everything rides on that. So I'm not going to choose that
So it
person.
is not in the not having the home that you have a problem then. Because if she's willing to sell her home, you get back to square one where she can afford it, but she doesn't have it. But you are rejecting her on what? And I'm not, you can do what you want after this conversation. Obviously, you're already married. But
Yeah,
I'm trying to understand the issue because you are unwilling to accept that it's an ego problem, which
yeah,
uh,
yeah. I'm going. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
oh, wait, you say it could be an ego problem?
No, I'm not saying it's an ego problem. I thought I was pretty clear on how it's not an ego problem. That it's more of a financial responsibility or financial kind of risk for me to invest with somebody who already has a home.
It's
So I'm
not. We
thinking,
just made a scenario where the person is selling their home.
I know you made it so you can be right about it, but that's still a risk. It's like, well, she could sell it. Okay, that's one scenario, or she could not sell it. Those both
Yeah,
can
and if she
equally happen.
doesn't sell it, then you don't be with her. Like I don't know. You can have.
Exactly. So I don't have to be with her. So why do you keep trying to go back? Well, take her anyway. She could sell it. Like I'm not
No,
going to
I'm
do
not
that.
telling you to take her. My question is to try to understand why you won't take her. I am not. Don't take her. Don't take anyone. You need to understand that it's not in the having of the home that's the problem. It is your ego, sir, and you have not articulated. All right, that was too
Okay.
forceful. That
Can I say
sorry.
something, Themis?
You wait 1 second. That was too forceful. I don't know if it is in the ego. I believe it is in the ego. But when you're articulating stuff right now, you're not making any sense.
Uh, okay. So if you're coming into a home and a woman owns the home
Hmm.
and you're like, well, I like her. What do I do about this home? I don't really like the home, or I may like the home, but like this is not really a payments that I like. It could be a issue with the payments that is the issue for me. The mortgage payments. It could be issue with the house. It could be issue with the location. You know, and I'm like, man, I don't really like this house. It's gonna be a big financial risk. Then I have to figure out, well, does she want to live here? Who's living there with her? If she has other people living there, all this stuff, and then does she even want to sell the house?
And she
Or
said yes. I'm answering in the hypothetical for her that she is willing to sell the house.
but where after everything I just told you does my ego come into play? That's
That
what I'm trying
you
to
are
figure
rejecting, you are not explain, you have not given us outside of a deep sense of insecurity and maybe pride that
out.
a reason why you would reject someone merely on the basis of them owning their home. Even in the statement that I'm going to reject someone because they have their own home, that seems utterly ridiculous to me. And the fact that we are this far off in terms of planning not just for yourself but for your children and for your children's children, that's not making sense to me. Like, are we that off as a community? Like, is this how people
Yeah.
think?
I'm still trying to figure out. You keep saying it's it's your ego, but I haven't heard anything from your end that shows from what anything I've said. I've repeated 3 times, 4 times, how any of that is linked to ego, my ego, and something else.
You
You
don't
keep
know how
saying it's
that.
ego, so I'm trying to
You
figure out
said,
where
wait,
is the ego.
orange pill, sorry, you're a nurse, you said, right?
Yes. Hello.
So You know, I'm trying to figure out how to put this properly. How do you not understand when I say ego? That this is an ego problem. Do you legitimately don't know what I'm talking about when I say this seems like an ego problem?
Please explain it to me, Themis. I'm lost. I would. I am
Hmm.
actually lost. How is this an ego problem for me to question the finances of the probably hugest person anybody, hugest purchase anybody can make, the hugest investment somebody can make
Well, the way
that
you
I may
say
not make?
future so confidently annoys me, but the way in which you are saying,
Same to
I,
you.
huh?
Same to you.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you.
I said same to you.
The way I say hugest, and I don't say hugest. I'm
No,
not.
no, your confidence. Even in certain things that you
No, I
don't
don't
have your
mind. I don't
idea.
mind you being confident. I just mean like, wait. So you don't understand why I just said hugest either.
No, I'm talking about the way your confidence is when you say
I'm not
certain
talking about
words.
your confidence. I literally
I
did
was
not.
I was saying same to you to that comment,
It
not to
can't
anything
be
else.
same to you because I would. If my confidence
There you go.
annoys you, that's fine. But I wasn't talking about your confidence.
I know. I'm just saying same to you to that, Demons. Just keep going. Just go. I'm
No,
listening.
you are doing a very passive aggressive, dismissive thing,
Really?
which I don't know if it's just intrinsic in the
As
way that.
facetious as you are all the time?
Huh?
As facetious as you are all the time and sarcastic and saying stuff and slick stuff when I'm on here? Come on, don't act like you come in good faith. Come on, man. All the time.
I tell you exactly where I come. And
Sometimes you actually say what you're doing.
all right, you know what? You seem really upset. So let me wind it back because I'm actually not upset at all.
Um,
Um, no, that laugh is very telling. You don't have to fake laugh. The difference between me and people in the manosphere is that you have a right to be hurt on this channel. And if I have hurt you in any way that is not my intention, I am trying to have a little bit of fun, but I'm not trying to hurt you intentionally. So if I'm hurting you, I will stop the trolling and I'll be serious. All right.
I think okay, real quick, Demas. I think what happens is when I have conversations with you, you try to create like a false premise or something, and you throw things in the argument. Well, first it shouldn't even be an argument. It's more like okay, an open conversation. But then you turn into argument, then you add things to argument, and then we get into semantic stuff. So I'm not trying to play those games like that. So that's why I'm kind of like just like no, let's just stick to the conversation, answer your stuff directly.
All
And I
right.
notice when other guys come on, you do that too. So
All right. Got it.